Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead. Okay, so we're going to do it a bit different this week just because I got this idea. So we're going to do pick a deck. So basically I want you to pause the video and just reflect upon deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. The reason for this is I think it will be better. So in other words, it will really zone in on your energy and your message for this week. Like the video, comment, show appreciation. If you want to book your own personal, it's below. If you want to book your 2026, it's below. So obviously we're coming towards the end of 2025 and people are starting to prepare for 2026. So take a moment, pause the video and reflect on what you think is the energy, what you're being drawn to, and then we'll go through each one. Check the timestamps below so you can just fast forward. Okay, so we're going to focus on pile 1. On pile 1, okay, and we're going to start with these witches cards. So we do have the 8 of Earth and we do have the Great Mother. So for pile 1, I feel like this is amazing. So this is a person who wants to build abundance. This could also be a person who's thinking about property. So you've got the trees, so trees represent roots. So for pile 1, if you're drawn to this, either this is your focus right now, or this is going to be your focus towards the end of the year. So this is a person who wants to build wealth, sustainable wealth. This is a person who wants to plant a lot of seeds. They want a lot of fruits, a lot of, if you've been working hard, that's the message. So if this is you now and you're living in abundance and you're feeling good, the message is that you've been planting a lot of seeds and so now you're starting to harvest the fruits of your labour. If you've been drawn to this pile, that's the message. Maybe this is in 8 months' time. So maybe this is not now. Maybe you will start to do something this week and in 8 months' time, this is going to be the fruit of your labour. So for those who are drawn to this pile, it's about focusing on you. It's about planting seeds that are going to be far-reaching, okay? And like I said, I think if you're someone who's watching this and you're into like real estate or you're thinking about getting your real estate license, this can also be eating out the ground. Like this is a person who really wants to start looking after themselves. So this is a person who's dedicated to the health, they're dedicated to finance, they're dedicated to a good life, okay? So let's see what comes up here. So I do love that. 6 of Wands, so for the first pile, this is amazing because this is all about moving forward, moving towards victory. So for the first pile, this is basically someone who's starting to get success, someone who's starting to get recognised. There's something to do with what you start now is going to build a lot of success in the next 6 to 8 months. So maybe right now you're not seeing any results, but in the next 6 to 8 months, people will start to recognise you, people will start to want to buy your product or your service, okay? So, but you're going to have to put the energy in. So for pile 1, for the ones who are not successful at this time, this is the future self. The message here is that basically you're going to have to put a lot of energy in, you're going to have to be inspired, you're going to have to be driven. But if you do, the rewards are going to be great. So like I said, this is someone who in time is going to be so happy that they took that idea and put it into action. So that's the message at this time. It's time to put your ideas into action. If you've been thinking about like starting a business or something like that, it's time to stop hiding. So the will person is kind of hiding, they're not doing the work. It's time to put yourself out there. This could also be for men. So this could be someone who also wants to be like a tarot reader. This could be somebody who wants to be a fitness instructor. Some of you need to basically stop hiding. So say you want to start a TikTok, you want to start a YouTube. The only way this is going to be successful is if you're willing to step out and take the risk. I love this though. Because I feel like some of you see that Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is about stagnancy. So some of yours, your life is just stagnant. You're just stagnant. You're not moving forward. So for the first pile, this is really about the seed you plant now can be far reaching. It can be, but it is going to come with challenges. It is going to mean you're going to have to put energy in. I feel like for pile one, you might need to work on your solar plexus. So it is coming up as your solar plexus are blocked. So if you are feeling stagnant and stuck at this time, it's because you've got blocked solar plexus, and your solar plexus are responsible for your power, right? I think some of you have just got to enough is enough. Like, you don't want to be in this job anymore. You don't want to work for this company. Some of you just don't want to be this version anymore. The Lovers coming up reversed is some of you might be doing things out of your lower version. Okay? But I'm going to say your higher version is telling you basically, say you haven't got love right now, say basically you're in a stagnant job, they're saying you can turn this around in a year, you're going to be a completely different version, but you need to trust yourself, the sun. So we just talked about the solar plexus. So the sun person is a person who's got a positive disposition. This is somebody who's positive by nature. This is somebody who trusts themselves. See the Saturn on Gemini, some of you are restricting yourself. So in other words, you are the problem. You're restricting your own power. Some of your solar plexus are restricting your power. So this would be somebody who needs to go to an energy healer and get the solar plexus cleaned. So I'm going to say that for some of you, you're trapped in this version right now. So I think some of you right now, you feel blocked. You feel the Ten of Swords can be a bit like mind control. So something is weighing on your mind, something is restricting you, something is keeping you from stepping out and like doing, but the next version of you is insane. It's like in a year, you don't even recognize yourself, right? The Ten of Swords can be somebody who's been through a lot of betrayals, a lot of loss. This is a person who's got defeatist thinking. So they're very defeating, okay? I feel like the message this week is it's time to start. So the Eight of Wands is somebody who's an entrepreneur. For those who are in that power right now, pay no mind to small-minded people, because I also got something about noise. So you got told to ignore the noise. So you might have people around you who are trying to, block you, stop you being in your power. Ignore the noise. Just keep going. Okay, keep moving forward, let the haters hate. But for a lot of years, I think this is about, this old version has got to die, because it's also tragic. It's almost like a tragedy if you don't allow this new version to come to life, because this new version is so powerful, famous, successful, abundant. Okay, so you need to start thinking different thoughts to create a new reality. But I also get a message that as we move out to Scorpio season, because that's this energy, it feels heavy, it feels weighty, we move into Sagittarius season. Some of you are going to be like working on the TikTok, or you're going to start a business at this time, Christmas season. It's going to be very lucrative, very successful. Okay. Ooh, Four of Wands. So for pile one, I mean, it's undeniable that basically there's love here, there's buying your first home, there's starting your first business, maybe starting another business. But we've got the Tower. And this isn't just for the woman, this is for the man. So this can be for the Gemini man. So this could be meeting the person you're going to build a life with, meeting the person you're going to have a family with. I think some of you, what you need to do is understand that your past is not your future. So the Tower would be a person who's come from a broken home, they've came from poverty, they've came from instability. It's really believing that you can do it. So not connecting with your old story. This is somebody who the foundation of the life has not been the easiest, but what they can build in the future is the best FU. right? So we do have to, what you have got to work on, some of yous, you're overly protecting yourself. Some of yous might need to work, we talked about this, the chest area is blocked. So this is the solar plexus, this is a lack of trust. Some of yous need to trust yourself, you need to trust in your gifts, you need to put them into action, stop putting them off. If you want love to come in, it can also come in. But maybe a person's fears is holding them back. Queen of Wands. So for the Gemini man, if you're in pile 1, it could be with a fire sign, it could be with a Cancer. So remember we talked about the noise. For those who are watching with pile 1, there is some kind of saboteur. So the Queen of Wands is somebody who works to block a person's destiny. Can you see this in the distance? So this could be someone who does energy work, for example. Some of you, this is going to be a person who helps you. So they work on your energy to remove the blocks so you can get back to expanding your life, getting back to your true destiny. Because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, so it's expansion, it's good luck. But for pile 1 who's watching this, who this person is sabotaging, you're being told that this person has no power over you. The only power that they have over you is basically trying to control your mind. That's it. So this would be a person this could be an enemy, or this could be somebody around you who's trying to influence you. You're being told, do not listen. The truth is you're above this person, and they know it. It's why they work so hard to cause you problems. Like, you are the Empress, this is a Queen. So the Empress is the ultimate woman. For pile 1 who's watching this, who you're dealing with a masculine, this could be their ex who's trying to cause problems. But pile 1 for the Geminis is coming up strong here. Okay, it's time to get over the past. It's as Bill Gates said, if you're born poor, that's not your fault, but if you die poor, that's your fault. And I do get that some of you right now, your story is one of trauma, it's one of poverty. It could be low financial means, it could be an unstable environment, it could be a crappy job. But pile 1, you've really got the opportunity to turn this around. So let's finish with some oracle messages. But I love this because it definitely is saying that the current version does not have to be the end outcome. So you do have missed opportunity, learn from this. So that is also a message as well. The message at this time is, don't harp on about the past. Don't harp on about what's been lost. Don't sit there talking about all the time that you've wasted. Focus on now. I feel like the best version is coming. I feel like what you want is coming. Oh my God, you can't make it up. Create it, it will change your life. So they're saying create it, it will change your life, right? So, I mean, this is so powerful. It's telling you to not focus on missed opportunities. It's telling you it's time to create that business. It's time to, that thing that's been coming up, telling you, you should do this, you should start that business, you should start that course, you should leave that job. It's time. I really feel like for pile 1 who really, really listens to this, your life could be completely different next year. So 6 to 8 months, you can totally be in a different place. For the Geminis who are watching this and you're winning, if you've got this person who's salty, don't let them distract you. The devil is going to send distractions. He's going to send obstacles. The message is, do not let this person distract you. Focus on your business. Focus on the love and ignore the noise. So let's look at pile 2. Hi, pile 2. Okay, so let's take a look at your energy and see what is coming up. Okay. Okay, so we do have the world. Okay, so I do think that some of you want to leave a world, see this world that's burning. So some of you want to see this where it's smoke. So I think that this person is choosing to walk away. So I'm going to say that this is a person who wants to leave a certain country. So obviously different countries are going through different things. And so some countries are they're just drama, there's a lot of problems. So some of you, as we come towards the end of the year, you might be thinking about leaving a certain world, and you've got the sun. So I love this because this would be, for example, a person who's leaving a cold, doom and gloom country to go to a very hot climate. So this can also be for the Gemini man. Now, again, you're not forced to do this. It is a choice, but the message here is some of you are being advised that, because I feel like these messages are this week, but they're also timeless, and they're also about 2026. So I feel like some of you have had a shit year, and so this is a person who's deciding to pack everything up, sell everything, and relocate. Okay, now again, you don't have to do this, but there's also a message that if you do, it could be very good, because this person is smiling, the Eight of Cups. So for pile 2 or B, whatever you prefer, this is a person who just feels disillusioned. So this could be a person who's just had a bad few months, or they've had a bad few years. This is a person who's sick of where they are. I feel like this could also be a country that brings a lot of depression. So this is a place that's really bad for you. It's bad for your mind. It causes depression. It's also just a place that's full of nastiness. This could be a place of war. So for pile 2, this doesn't even just have to be about relocating. This could also be a person you dealt with. It's time to close out a cycle. It's time to let a person go, because I feel like there's nothing left. Some of you in pile 2, you need freshness, you need newness, you need to get away from this 5 of Swords energy. Some of you, it's a location, some of you, it's a person. Oh my word, 6 of Swords. So the 6 of Swords is transitioning. Maybe you're scared, maybe you are scared to make this change, but the message here is make it. Make it, take the change, right? Make the change, because it will heal you. You'll be a lot happier. So pile 2 has got to go through something. They've got to transition. They've got to leave somebody or a place behind. And maybe you're scared because it's unfamiliar, right? You've got to leave what is familiar behind. But the rewards are going to be great. Justice. So this could also be taking care of legal stuff. This could be selling a house. This could be renting a house. So justice is all about contracts. Don't be intimidated, even though this is going to take a lot, even though what you're leaving behind and going into is unfamiliar. It's going to be so rewarding. 2 of Pentacles. So for pile 2, this is all about, by changing your location or by leaving a person behind, so much healing is going to take place. So I'm definitely getting a person who's leaving a very depressing society, a very depressing country, to relocate to a very hot country, and this move is going to be life-changing. The Fool. But the Fool is a person, maybe for example, the Fool is like, am I being a fool? Is this foolish? No, because what matters is your health and your happiness. Okay? So the Fool is a person who's taking a risk, and in the moment it might feel foolish to leave that job, or it might feel foolish to leave a country. But again, it's about health and it's about happiness. And whoever's watching this, I do think there's going to be a lot more happiness and a lot more health in this new place. Some of you who've been single for a long time, you've met a lot of bad eggs. That's where you're going to find the love of your life. So in other words, the person you're meant to marry is a foreigner. And by relocating, that's where you'll find your person. Queen of Cups. I'm getting pile 2 is very, very depressed. Like the country you're in, the climate you're in is just not good for you. It creates a lot of trauma. Can you see the sacral? It just creates a lot of trauma. Some of you, this is a person. So this is a person who's treated you like a fool. Maybe they've been in and out. Again, we're coming to the end of the year. So this is leaving this person behind. The Death Card. You know, you could watch all the piles, because I've just done pile 1 and that was insanely accurate, and you can see the story, right? So something needs to change. I feel like the person watching this needs change. Maybe it's change within yourself. So with the Scorpio season, this is the unconscious. This is looking at how you've lived your life on repeat for months or years. It's taking responsibility for your health and your happiness, right? 10 of Wands. Okay? So this can also be a person who needs to like sell up. So they need to like sell a lot of stuff, give a lot of stuff away. If you're dealing with a certain person, you need to get this person out of your life because they do nothing but bring you stress. They do nothing but bring you problems. So whether it's an environment, whether it's a job, whether it's a person, leaving this thing behind, making the change is going to be profound. Okay, the Four of Cups. So the divine is giving you the gift. The question is, are you going to take it? King of Cups. I feel like for pile 2, this is about basically drop anything that feels like weight. Okay, get away from people who cause stress, right? Don't second guess yourself. Don't. The Page of Swords upright is someone who goes back and forth. Don't do that. Okay, the Chariot reversed is someone who's not moving forward. The Four of Swords. So this can also be for the Gemini man. I just get that some of you, pile 2, you're misaligned, you're in the wrong climate, you're in the wrong country. Some of you are around the wrong social group, right? There needs to be a change. 3 of Pentacles. So some of you have kind of got the idea. I feel like the universe is supporting you. The universe is telling you the country or the change you need to make. And yes, there's some work that needs to be done. So maybe the message here is put some irons in the fire, build some resources, build some savings, and then do it then. But it's time to start planning. So the hangman is like sitting around, they're not doing nothing, they're miserable, they're unhappy, but they're not changing anything. It's time to put in the work. You're not listening to your divine. So the angels, the divine is calling out to you, telling you, come on, but you're not listening. Okay, so that's very interesting. So this is what I'm getting as well, and I know I learned this lesson myself. Some people, I don't know what it is, but they tend to commit themselves to grief year after year. So the Hierophant upright is a person who's building solid structures, whereas the Hierophant reversed is someone they've got no structure, they've got no savings, they've got no solid career, they've got no marriage, right? If this is a particular person you're dealing with, the message is this is not going anywhere. There's something about pile 2 where you're just causing yourself grief. That's it. This is pointless, it's going nowhere. In other words, you're living in this country, you're living a certain life, it's not making you happy, it's not fulfilling you, you're miserable pretty much week after week, month after month, year after year. If you just made the change, it's going to be so rewarding. And some of you, as you're dealing with this person is in and out. I feel like you've put a lot into this individual, but you need to let them go. 7 of Pentacles. So this is a person who could be waiting on a commitment. They're waiting on see the heart. This is the heart chakra. So this is a person who's investing themselves, or they're waiting on a return on their investment, but nothing's happening. Could be dealing with a Gemini or a Taurus. Taurus really strongly. Okay. I heard it's time to get over it. But I think for the pile that is watching this and it's just basically you're stuck in a dead end, your life is kind of just mundane, monotonous, you've got to fight, you know? And sometimes you're born in a certain country or you live in a certain city, but it's just not your vibe. Like, it's just not your vibe. You've got to make the change no matter how scary. Let go. So this person, this 9 of Wands person, this person is holding on. But with this reversed, it's like, let go, just let go. You get one life. What have you got to lose? You can always go back if it doesn't work out, right? King of Wands. So for the person watching this who's a Gemini female, I'm getting you marry a foreigner. While you're brooding over this person and you're waiting for this person to give you commitment and marriage, they're not going to, but this person will. But you're going to have to make a change. Some of you might not relocate. You might be happy where you are. Maybe you just need to get this person out of your life. That means being honest with yourself. Stop confusing yourself. So this particular Ace of Swords, can you see the cloudy judgment? The clouds, that represents cloudy judgment. There's no cloudy judgment. It's obvious what this person is doing. Okay, 2 of Cups. So see the sacral, this would be a person who spends time with a person intimately, but it's just not leading to marriage, it's not leading to commitment. I feel like for you Geminis who are this pile, it's time to be honest with yourself. And some of you, you're single, right? And I think you're going to remain single because I think you're out of alignment. In other words, where you are is not where your soul, your spirit, and your heart is aligned. It's where your mind is. In other words, the mind is keeping you trapped in this reality because it's scared of the unknown, right? Justice. But the universe has got you, you know? For those who've been dealing with this individual, I feel like the message is you're dealing with a karmic. So for the pile 2 who's really, really stuck on this person and you feel like you can't let this person go, it's because there's a lesson. I think I'm going to say that the lesson is in loving yourself. The lesson is choosing yourself, right? Being treated fairly, wanting equality within a relationship. And then we've also got the Temperance card reversed. So the Temperance card reversed is 2 people they're not aligned, they don't share the same core values, it's not going to work. You know, they're just not aligned with each other, they don't bring each other peace, they don't have a common vision. You know, that's a big one, right? People meet a person and they might really like that person, but if you're not aligned in a common vision, it's doomed to fail. The other side of the coin is for the single Gemini woman or man who's watching this, that's a strong indication where you currently are in terms of the country. Remember, this came out as the first card. It's not in alignment with your soul and your spirit. You know? So yes, it's going to take a lot to make these changes, but the rewards are going to be great. Some of you are going to find love in this new climate. If for the Gemini man or the Gemini woman, you're going to find yourself. You're finally going to be happy again, right? I feel like this is a person who's just trying new things. So this could be someone who wants to be a cook. See the way he's holding, it looks like vegetables. So this is a person who wants to be like a cook. I think for pile 2, it's time to follow your heart. And for those who are dealing with this individual, it's time to love yourself more than this person. I feel like some of you are either dealing with a past life connection or a karmic, and the message here is basically it's time to get the lesson. And the lesson is that you and this person do not work. You're not going to bring each other peace. It just doesn't work. Okay? So there's something about the death, you know? But I really want to keep this middle pile to a person who's stuck in a reality, a way of life, a monotonous existence. And I feel like the universe is saying there's so much magic if you just take the risk. Like so much magic. You know, there's just some places and there's just some people you're just not going to find peace. They're not your vibe. That's what this Temperance reversed is. You're just not going to find the peace you're looking for. In the words of your Gemini counterpart, different strokes for different folks. In other words, where some people will find peace, you won't. So I feel like for pile 2, if you trust yourself, there's a brand new life brewing. Like there's a brand new life coming, a brand new life pending. But are you going to trust yourself? Because this is a person who they're listening to the mind too much. You know, the mind is controlling, the mind is dictating. Okay, so let's take a look and see if there's oracle messages. Okay. Wants to talk to you. So some of you could be single and love could be around you and you might have a lot of fear. I think for pile 2, it's given up on fear, plotting against you. There is a war component here, so there is a nasty person that is in pile B. See the 5 of Swords, see the world, where this person's world is being set on fire. So some of you need to listen to your instinct when it comes to certain people. This person is leaving. So this is a person who needs to listen to their instinct in an environment that they're in or a person that they're dealing with, because this person is plotting against you. You can book a personal if you want me to look. Get your head out your ass. So some of you, there could be a threat and there isn't a need to leave, there is a need to watch a person around you. This could be a person who's quite dangerous because it says plotting against you, get your head out your ass. So some of you do need to protect yourself. And then they hope you don't recover from this. So some of you, there's been some kind of battle, but you're being told that relocation, changing city, getting this person out of your life, being smart with your social media. But I'm going to stick to the main story, and I feel like the main story is somebody is seriously depressed where they are. Their life is just an existence. It's not a life. It's not full of magic as it should be. And there's something about by leaving a certain country, by leaving a certain place, you're going to find happiness. Some of you need to get a person out of your life, and some of you need to watch somebody. This could end up in court. So you did have the justice card twice. So this could be somebody who you need to take to court. You might need to get the police involved. Safety check is what I just heard for some of yous. But with that Nine of Swords coming up, you already know who this person is. So you're not deceived, you know who this person is. But a lot of years, I think it's about coming to the end of the year and just feeling like this year's been the same as all the others. It's no different, but I think it's because the environment, the location needs to change. This person is leaving this world and they're going to a new world. And I also heard buying a house in the sun. Some of you, I think you've been done dirty, so you've been hurt, you've been betrayed, this has already happened. I think the message here is to close this out, forget about this person and focus on the new. There's something about rebuilding yourself in pile B. So you're rebuilding yourself, in other words, you're creating a whole new reality, you're creating a whole new world. Whether you've been betrayed, whether this person is around you now, this is all about a person who's choosing to rebuild themselves. You know, because they're just not happy. This could also be divorce as well, because you did have the justice card, so this could also be divorce. There's something with pile B for the Geminis where it's basically to have peace, to have happiness, you need to leave an environment, you need to leave certain people. Maybe you need to forget about certain people who've done dirty to you. But a change, whether it be of city, whether it be of town, whether it be of country, is going to be profound. And some of yous, maybe say, for example, someone could be plotting against you to get you out of a job, to burn your world to the ground. This is a person who's trying to cause you problems. So you need to get your head out your ass and you need to deal with things. The devil fears you. So this could also be somebody who's going through a series of attacks, you know. So if the devil fears you, he's going to attack you, right? Because they say you don't attack what you don't fear. So some of you who've been through a hard cycle, or you've been through a lot of maybe sabotage at the hands of people, it's because of the devil. You got love bomber, so that's for that person. This is a person who basically has been a deceiver, not sincere. Matrix mindset. So I think some of you are definitely living in a world where the people are just matrix, right? They do the same thing on repeat. And the message here is you don't want to live in matrix, you want to live in magic. You don't want to talk to small-minded people. You don't want to be around people who are, you know, you want to create, you want to live in magic. So for pile B, I think it's time to make it happen. It's time to make it happen. You know, you're a long time dead. So it's like, fuck your fear, just do it, right? Because it's going to be worth it if you do. I think some of you are going to be pushed into this change. Change of job, change of place, maybe because of another person. But I do think justice will be served. So in other words, if you're the person who's in the right, all will be corrected. Okay, so let's take a look at pile 3. Hi, pile 3. So let's take a look at your messages. So we do have the 3 of air. So this is the 3 of swords. So for pile 3, there could be some kind of third party, or there could be some kind of I feel like, you know when they say people who chirp? So with this is people who are, so maybe some of you have got people around you, a group of people. Maybe these people are smack talkers, maybe these people are causing you a problem in some kind of way. Let's carry on. Yeah, we've got the messenger of air. So be careful right now with what you're saying and how you're reacting to people. Because I do think that, see this, I do think some people are trying to goad you or they're trying to influence you. So let's see why. Okay, Two of Swords reversed. Okay, so this is so interesting. I think with the messenger of air, this is you as a Gemini. This is someone who's immature. They don't know how to deal with people like this. They don't know how to deal with a situation. So let's see what the advice is. Again, so there's something around a third party. So I do think for some of you Gemini in this particular, you might be dealing with a masculine and there's a third party. So I do think that this individual is sleeping with multiple women. I feel like that's them. So this Page of Swords, this is someone this person has got a lot of inner childhood wounds. This person is very immature. They're also just not a nice person because you could be a better person. If you're a Gemini man watching this, you could be deceiving people, or you could be promising things and not delivering, and I think it makes you look bad. So the other side of the coin is that can be Gemini. So for pile 3, maybe you notice people don't want to be around you, they don't warm to you. Maybe you need to improve your communication. Maybe you could be a better person. Okay. Eight of Swords reversed. Right, for some of you in pile 3, I get this as judgment. So this is a group of people who act superior and they judge. And the message here with the Eight of Swords reversed is to not pay any mind to these people. People are going to have their opinion, let them. So I'm hearing this is in relation to career. So this can be people who've got an opinion on your career and you're being told to just not pay any mind to it. To do what you love. Okay? To not respond to these people. So for pile 3, for example, you could be on the internet. And this could be groupies, or it could just be people who are yap, 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 chirp, chirp, chirp. Just don't respond. You don't owe them a response. Like, they don't matter, right? I'm going to say for pile 3, though, you're dealing with someone who's not making you happy. It could be a Virgo. Or if this is people who are moving against you, the reason they're moving against you is because they're just not happy. This could be people who are jobless, for example. So the King of Pentacles reversed is someone who's got no money, they've got no means, they're jobless. So if you are successful and you're working in the internet or you're doing well and you're noticing, there's something about a stalker. This could be gang stalking, it could be a particular individual who's trying to rally people around to cause you a problem, but you're being told not to respond to this. Three of Swords reversed. I heard losers lose. End of story. So I think that this is someone who's jealous. So for pile 3, there's multiple messages, but the first one is around people who are trying to influence or people who are trying to stop a person being successful. This could be family. This could just be, these are people who are just not nice people. You know, they spend all the time in other people's lives. They've got an opinion on everybody else. You're being told to not put energy into this, to not stress over this. Especially if it's strangers, as much as it can be annoying when you've got these people, you're being told like the strangers, they don't matter, just don't entertain it, okay? The Empress reversed. So another message I just did then is somebody wants to see your downfall. But there's multiple messages. This is around fake people. It's around family that's not supportive. It's around people who don't want the best for you. So that's for pile 3, you know? So maybe the other side of the coin is the way that these people come up is these are people who are materialistic, they're superficial, they're so desperately trying to prove something. This is people who are jobless and they've got nothing to do, so they're just living through you, something like that. Okay, so yeah, Queen of Pentacles reversed, Three of Wands reversed. So there's also something for some of you in pile 3 to do with a third party situation. I do think pile 3 needs to be careful of the people around them, because the way that these people are coming up is they're unstable. Maybe they don't make the best life choices because these people are overly celebrating. Okay, so I literally turned the deck the other way. So now you've got, look how many people are reversed. So for pile 3, there's something to do with being surrounded by a bad crowd of people. These people are either bad in character or their life is just a mess. They're not preparing for the future. They've got nothing going on. They might be putting a show on social media, but it's all fake. The moon reversed. So the moon reversed is about no paranoia, no fear, just not feeding it. Okay? Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this is very interesting because I feel like for pile 3, there's definitely something to do where maybe you want to build success, for example. Like, so you want to build a good life, but you might need to change your social group. You might need to change your environment, because how pile 3 is coming up is this is not people who are committed to building a solid life. This is people who are on handouts. This is people who expect you to give everything for free. Some of you, this could be friends or family who are constantly looking for handouts, but you don't see them any other time. For pile 3, this is also to do with a messy third party situation. So what I'm getting here is some of you are dealing with that Emperor reverse. This person's got multiple options. He leaves destruction in his wake. He makes promises he doesn't deliver on. Some of you, it could be your baby daddy. But for pile 3, whether you are a Gemini man or a Gemini woman, the message here is watch the people around you. Because it is true that the 5 closest people to us reflect what we will become. And to be honest, you can see how many people are reversed here. These people around you, they're going nowhere. They've got no future plans. They might be living day to day. They might be living on handouts, which is okay for a while. You know, everybody needs support, but if it's too long and too much, it's just not good, right? The Hermit reversed. So for pile 3, there's something about needing to change your environment. This has come up a lot for everybody. Needing to change the people around you, because they're just not good for you. They're not good for your mind, right? Let's try and change this way. This is very bad. So for pile 3, I mean, this is feeling triggered. It's feeling angry. It's feeling frustrated. Some of you, I think that this might be people in a job. So for pile 3, I think you're in a job and it's full of bad characters. It's full of bad people who are not nice people, and you need to make a change. The Devil reversed. So the Devil reversed is somebody who refuses to deal with these kind of people. They refuse to engage with these kind of people. They refuse to live in bondage and be manipulated. And for those who are dealing with this masculine, who maybe has got kids to different people, it's time to break with this person, because you're going to become a lot more stable. Okay? Some of you, it's a job. I think you need to be honest. The Page of Swords person is a person who starts to battle these type of people. Toxic people are toxic people. Sometimes the best thing you can do with these people is silence. Right? So Page of Swords is a person who's like, how can I deal with these people? Maybe how can I get these people back? The best thing you can do is get as far away as possible. This could be for the Gemini man. See this King of Swords. So the King of Swords is somebody who, he doesn't deal with people of bad character. Right? He wants people who are honest and solid and genuine. 8 of Pentacles. I love this King of Swords because this King of Swords is taking a step back, right? The King of Swords is just like he's got his head down. The other side of the coin is you could be a better person. So maybe you're the problem. The King of Swords can be somebody who, if he's not the best person, he can look to cut other people down. Nine of Pentacles reversed. So someone needs to check the character of themselves here, or they need to check the character of the people around them. But I love this for the Gemini man. This is you staying away from bad eggs. You know? So people who are not good people, people who are breaking the law, people who are deadbeats and they don't have a good future. Maybe this is, for example, men who sleep with multiple women and they lead other men astray, because you can see that this man is married. So for pile 3, it's all about being an example and being surrounded by people who are of a good example. Okay? 5 of Wands. So this pile to me just looks like people who are fighting all the time, people who are committed to chaos. It could be people who are in and out of jail, right? Whereas this King of Swords is somebody who's just not interested. He's solid, he's got his head down, he's working hard, he keeps his company with care. Okay? He doesn't allow these men to get inside his head because he's married. So this can be where men are saying to this man, you know, you don't know what you're missing out on, you know, by being married. So I would just say for the Gemini man especially, stay solid. Don't let people influence you. And you might have known some of these people for a long time. So this is basically, I do think you're going to have to be strong with putting your foot down with these people because they're just going nowhere. Page of Pentacles. Some of you, it's time to look for a new job. A job is coming up here. So some of you are working in some kind of toxic environment. And I do think that this would, for me, would be learning new skills, and it would be starting a new career or starting a new job. This can be people who, like, in the job we're in, they're trying to cause us problems. Maybe they don't like us because when you're an individual who's willing to stand alone, the pack doesn't like that, right? If you're a person who just keeps to yourself and they can't access you, they can, you know, they don't like that, but so what? 10 of Cups. So this would be, for me, this 10 of Cups is like yap, 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 you know, chatter, chatter, chatter. For the Gemini woman, I feel like you're dealing with someone who's got multiple women or he wants multiple women. Okay? So, see that Emperor reverse? Like, so this is somebody who just, like, this person is not going to be solid. I feel like this is a person who just creates a lot of problems. Like I said, he might have multiple baby mummies, right? He might have kids to different people. Okay, so you need to be solid, the 7 of Swords. I feel like someone is duping you, someone is deceiving you. 7 of Cups, he's got multiple options, he talks a good game. This is you, when you spend time with him, you enjoy the time that you spend with him, but he's not sincere. So I'm going to say for pile 3, there's definitely something to do with watch the people around you, for sure. Because the reason I say this is because these are the type of people who, if you get involved with them or you spend too much time around them, you'll end up in jail, i.e. dead. Some of you could end up dead. That's how bad these people are. Because you can see here with this 5 of Wands. So these are just people who get into fights, they cause drama, like, so you could end up dead. But I kind of just get that these are just they're not your people, you know? Their character, what they stand for, the way they conduct themselves is beneath you. Because you come up as a King of Swords, so you come up as somebody who is honest and honourable and decent, you know? If some of what we've said here makes sense to your personality, in other words, some of you kind of feel like maybe I'm a bit of a snake, maybe I'm letting people down, then you know what the answer is, right? Shape up your shiz, okay? Talks to his boys about you. honestly, you're not going to like this, but for the Gemini woman, I feel like there's a masculine and this masculine just mocks you. That's what I get. I don't get love in this pile. I don't get a long-term relationship. I get somebody who acts all sweet and innocent with you, but when he's with his boys, remember we talked about this, people influencing people. When he's with, just leave that off, it's fine. When he's with these particular people, he doesn't say the best things. Okay? Stop creating drama. So coming back to what we talked about with pile 3, for the Geminis who are creating drama around them, there's going to be consequences, so you need to be careful. Right? Watch what you say now, is what I would say. And for the people who are, this is people around you who they're just full of drama. They love to gossip. They love to party. They don't know when to stop. You're being told to stay away from these people. Speaks for itself. So for pile 3, for the Gemini woman, that's what you're dealing with. Like, this person's a fake. Like, he's nasty. So like, I feel like when he's with you, he acts all like this, like, you know, Mr. Nice Guy, so sweet, so nice, but he's just nasty. Okay. For pile 3, I think if you're doing the right things, there could be love coming in, because this person is serious about you and sending sexual energy to you. So for the Gemini man, you could be bringing love into your life. For the Gemini woman, you could be, as long as you stay away from the wrong type. Let go. Okay? Some of you need to let go of that job. Even though these people, you might think that they get the win, you actually win. Because the shit will sit with the shit and you'll move on. Right? For the Gemini woman watching this, who's got this guy in and out and he's full of drama, and I think he comes in at all hours in the night and like he promises you this and he promises you that and he just never delivers, you've got to let go. And some of you need to let go of bitterness. You know? So another message in this particular reading, because remember the first card that came out was you could be a better person. So I think some of yous are the people who you don't let people close to you. You don't really have friends, you don't really have people around you, and it's because you're full of bitterness. So maybe these people who are coming up reversed are to do with your past. Right, let's get a final message. You can love this person, but it's reversed. So I feel like the message here is that you can't love this person, you can't build with this person. I just need to get one more. They want to talk to you. So this could also be, you've dealt with this situation, this person's been in and out, maybe they're coming back with the Scorpio season. But I'm going to finish with this one, with this pile 3, which is to basically, sometimes to win the war, you've got to concede the battle. The type of people you're dealing with are very dirty people. These are classless people. These are people who spread smack on people's name. These are people who they don't know the line. Right, there's no class. So instead of trying to understand these people, just stay away from them, get away from them. If you're in a job and it's just full of snakes and it's full of these nasty get away from them. Right? Honour yourself. Even if it is inconvenient to go find a new job, so what? Right? Some of you, when it comes to this particular person, the one who's dealing with this fuckboy, the one who acts all sweet to you, the stuff you are going to find out about this person is going to be sickening. It's going to be sickening. So, yeah. And then with the Gemini man, there's something around watching the boys that you get involved with. You came up upright, these came up reverse. So, for example, maybe you've got a relationship and you're happy, but these people don't want that for you. That's what you've got to be careful of. You've got to be careful of people who, because of their own failings, because of their own lack of success, they just don't want that for you. This could be family, it could be old friends, it could be current friends. You could start sabotaging good stuff in your life because you start getting involved with these people. And some of you need to leave a job, because that's what I'm getting. The job is toxic. It's full of these just not nice people. You know? And if this reading made sense for you, in other words, you feel like you're not being the nicest person, maybe you're being too judgmental, maybe you're not being a good person, then there's a message in this particular pile to fix that. You know, just because you're like that now doesn't mean you need to continue. You can always work on being a better person. Less judgmental. Maybe you're the one who's gossiping. Maybe you're the one who's trying to sabotage people. Why? You know? But for a lot of years, you come up upright. So especially the Gemini man, it's about be careful of what you fuck with, because it represents you. You know? Smart people, just anything that doesn't represent them, they don't go near it, right? That's it. So I hope you like this. It was just something different. I just thought I'd do something different. Check the timestamps below. If you want to book a personal, it's in the description. I've got the deal for the yearly read. I'm a bit hoarse. But yeah, the 2026 is now available. So if you want your full forecast, you can book it below. And like the video, comment, show appreciation, share the video, all that jazz. Enjoy your read, and I'll speak to you soon.